Good morning and welcome to Books and Gratitude. I'm your host, Shelly Meyer. Today we're going to review People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This book is about friendship, timing, and a quiet weight of the almost. Some books feel like an escape, others feel like a memory. And then there are books that feel like a gentle pause in the middle of life, a reminder to look at the people who've been there all along. The People We Meet on Vacation is exactly that book. And I'm giving it 4.5 stars. And even with a small personal caveat, this novel is emotionally rich, deeply relatable, and beautifully human. It's a love story told through time and travel. At its heart, this is a story about two people who don't really make sense on paper, yet they make perfect sense together. Poppy is restless, she's curious, and she's always chasing the next experience. She loves travel, big cities, and the thrill of movement. Alex, on the other hand, is steady, thoughtful, content with routine, and he prefers books, quiet evenings, and the comfort of familiarity. They meet years earlier during a shared ride home from college, and from that moment on, they become best friends. Their lives drift apart geographically, where Poppy moves to New York City and Alex stays behind in their small hometown. But one tradition keeps them connected. For 10 summers, they take one vacation together. Just 1 week, just the two of them, until one trip changes everything. When friendship breaks before love can begin. 2 years before the novel opens, something goes wrong, badly. We don't know exactly what it is at first, only that the friendship shatters and the silence between them stretches on for years. Emily Henry reveals the truth slowly through alternating timelines that show us both the present day reunion and the vacations that come before. It's really an effective structure that mirrors how real relationships work. Understanding often comes in hindsight, not all at once. And that is true for real life. Poppy appears successful on the outside, but she's stuck. When asked when she was truly last happy, she knows the answer immediately. That final trip with Alex. So she reaches out for one last chance. And what follows is not dramatic, fast-paced romance. It's actually something quieter and really more meaningful. It's the awkwardness of reconnection. It's the weight of unspoken feelings, and it's the fear of saying the wrong thing and losing everything all over again. This book isn't about grand gestures. It's about honesty and how difficult it can be to admit what's been true for years. And Poppy and Alex aren't just navigating romance, they're navigating who they've become and whether they're brave enough to choose each other without hiding behind humor, distance, or habit. So what is this book really about? While this book is marketed as a romance, People We Meet on Vacation is also about timing and how cruel it can be. It's about the safety of almost versus the risk of everything. It's about the fear of ruining something good. And that has happened to all of us, has it not? And the quiet grief of realizing you might have waited too long. The emotional tension doesn't come from misunderstandings that feel contrived. It comes from choices that feel painfully real. Again, more real life, the writing style, and why I'm giving it 4.5 stars. Emily Henry's writing is observant, warm, and emotionally grounded. The dialogue is natural. The humor is understated, and the emotional beats land because they're rooted in shared history. The only reason this isn't a full 5 stars for me is that the book is written in present tense, which is simply a personal preference. For some readers, present tense creates immediacy. For others, it can feel slightly distancing during reflective moments. That said, this is not a flaw in the storytelling. Just a stylistic choice that didn't fully align with my own taste. It didn't stop me from caring. It didn't stop me from finishing. and it certainly didn't stop the emotional payoff from landing. So, why this story lingers for me and what makes people we meet on vacation stay with you isn't the plot twists or the destination settings, it's the emotional truth. A lot of readers are going to recognize themselves here about loving somebody quietly, waiting for the right time, choosing comfort over risk, and wondering if the moment is already past. And you never know if it's past until you try. This book doesn't judge those choices. It really understands them. And that understanding is what makes it resonate. So for my final thoughts, 4.5 stars, a thoughtful, heartfelt story about friendship, love, and the courage it takes to finally say what you've always known. If you enjoy friends to lovers story, slow burn emotional development, travel as a backup or backdrop for self-discovery, romance that feels grounded and real, then this book is absolutely worth your time. Now for the gratitude portion. Stories like this invite us to pause, and gratitude naturally flows. Gratitude for the people who walk beside us year after year. Gratitude for shared memories that quietly shape who we become. Gratitude for second chances, even when they're uncomfortable or uncertain. And gratitude for stories that remind us how meaningful connections can be. People we meet on vacation gently reminds us that love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it's been patiently waiting all along, hoping we'll notice. And for that reminder, and for the space this story creates to reflect on our own relationship, there's a lot to be grateful for. Thank you for listening today. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with anyone you think will also enjoy it. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.